of 114. Cancel the previously advised overweight. Leading the post parade, Barbaric Pleasure, number 1, raced by Richard and Carleen Petit, Kate Cooper, the trainer, and Van Belvoir is in the saddle. Number 2, Superstrike, owned by Dave Cruz, trained by Bruce Jackson, ridden by Danny Sorenson. Number 3, Bale Aaron, owned by L. Dean Harrington, conditioned by Jerry Dutton, with Guillermo Rangel assisting. G.F. Almeida is the rider. Number 4, Harlem's Boy, owned by John H. Dieter Trust, trained by Jim Benedict, Barbara Bradley, the assistant trainer. Roberto Gonzalez is up. Number 5, An Hees, raced by Sheikh Maktoum bin Rashid Al Maktoum, trained by Brad McDonald. Jim Hilling is the substitute trainer, and Ron Hansen guides An Hees today. Number 6, Neva Star, owned by Christopher Archuleta, trained by Steve Weiberg, ridden by Jerry Belmonte. Number 7, Waterscape, owned by John and Yong Alpeza, trained by Bob Marshall, and ridden by Pat Valenzuela. A field loaded with speed. All in. Racing. Good dispatch. First into stride is Bale Aaron. He spears clear by a length. Second is Harlem's Boy. Superstrike third on the outside of Barbaric Pleasure. They break clear from Neva Star, Waterscape, and 3 off last is An Hees. 11 lengths from first to last as Bale Aaron cuts them by the half-mile mark. 3/4 of a length clear of Harlem's Boy. Barbaric Pleasure third on the inside of Superstrike. 2.5 to Waterscape, picking up ground around Neva Star. And An Hees is 7 lengths last. Past the halfway mark they go. Harlem's Boy is attacking Bale Aaron. Nothing between this pair as they come towards the home turn. Superstrike lurking just off the pace. Barbaric Pleasure near the rail. Here's Waterscape picking up valuable ground on the rail. He's coming into the picture with a great run as they flatten for the run-in, where Harlem's Boy, Bale Aaron are the leaders. Superstrike 3 out, and Valenzuela desperately in search of room on Waterscape. Meantime, Superstrike puts his head in front. Bale Aaron, Harlem's Boy battle on through near the inside. Waterscape, the leader, Superstrike. An Hees jumps out of the ground, but Superstrike wins a half length to An Hees. Neva Star is third. Waterscape just behind them from Harlem's Boy and Bale Aaron, and last is Barbaric Pleasure. To the winner, Superstrike. Final time, 1:08 4/5. The winner of the Bay Meadows Budweiser Breeders Cup Handicap is Superstrike, a 3-year-old bay gelding by Superlative from Marista, raced by Dave Cruz, trained by Bruce Jackson, ridden by Danny Sorenson. Your attention, please. A claim of foul has been lodged. A claim of foul by Pat Valenzuela, rider of number 7, Waterscape, against the winner, Superstrike. Please hold all tickets. Waterscape is the unofficial 4th. A claim of foul, 4th against 1st. In the winner's circle for the trophy presentation to the unofficial winner is Budweiser distributor Frank Matagrano Sr., who is joined in the presentation by John Cook and Wayne Flynn, along with Debbie Blair from the Breeders' Cup Committee. Leading the post parade for the Debutante Breeders' Cup Stakes, Silent Lord, number 1. Silent Lord, owned by Barbara Dutton and Harold Green, is trained by Jerry Dutton. Guillermo Rangel, the assistant trainer. Gonzalino Almeida is the rider. Number 2, Sweet Mama, raced by Russell Lepper, trained by Bill Delia. Cheryl Bygone, the assistant trainer. Roberto Gonzalez is up. 3, Set Them Free, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Moss, trained by Brian Mayberry. Barry Trinchard, the substitute trainer. Russell Baze is the rider. Number 4, the Grey Valeria J, owned by Bob Boyagian, Ramsey Nafee and Sue Somrak. Doug Utley is the trainer, and Tim Ducey is aboard. Number 5, Knight's Secretary, owned by Bevan, Dobson, Nakarato and Rajkovic, trained by Peggy Bevan, Tom Bevan, the assistant trainer, and Van Belvor is in the irons. That's the 5 fillies. Ready. Set. Racing. Valeria J away better today. Silent Lord and Set Them Free jumps swiftly. Sweet Mama drops in 4th, and Night Secretary is 2.5 lengths last. Silent Lord speeds away with 5/8 to go, leads by just over a length to the favourite Set Them Free. Valeria J 3rd and 3 wide. Sweet Mama 2.5 back 4th, and 4 lengths away at the rear is Night Secretary. It's Silent Lord in front for Almeida by an even length to Set Them Free. 3/8 to go. 3rd is Valeria J. Sweet Mama next on the rail, and Night Secretary is struggling to keep in touch. She's now 7 lengths behind the pack. At the 5/16, it's Silent Lord the leader. Half a length to Set Them Free, sneaking closer now. Sweet Mama works to 3rd past Valeria J, but is giving the leading pair 3 lengths as they wheel for home. 3/16 to go. It's Silent Lord ahead in front, being joined now by Set Them Free. Set Them Free doing far better than Silent Lord. A minute away 3rd is Sweet Mama, but at the 16th, it's Set Them Free coming clear. She'll be far too good. A Baze double on the way. Set Them Free streaks away to win by 2.5 lengths to Silent Lord. Sweet Mama 3rd. A break to Valeria J and Night Secretary. Three the winner. Set Them Free. Here's Set Them Free, returning victorious after the Debutante Breeders' Cup Stakes. She's a 2-year-old bay filly by Stop the Music from Val Sir. Set Them Free, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Moss, trained by Brian Mayberry, Barry Trinchard, the substitute trainer, Russell Baze, the winning rider, second win of the afternoon for Russell. Our shareholder presenter for the main race are Leslie and Lillian Parker. That result is official. 3-1-2. The $5 exacta pays 16 even. Last year, Appealing Missy is raced by Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Brody, trained by Ron McAnally, Richard Lewis, the substitute trainer. Marco Castaneda has the riding assignment. Number 2, Fortissima, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Moss. Fortissima is trained by Charlie Whittingham, Alan Severinson, the substitute trainer, and Gary Stevens is on board. Number 3, Nymphia, raced by Henri Masti, trained by Francois Mattei, Russell Clark, the assistant. Gerard Gaidoche is in the saddle. Number 4, Polemic, the ruling favourite, owned by Juddmonte Farm, prepared by Bobby Frankel, Fordell Fierce, the assistant trainer. On board is Chris McCarron. Number 5, La Liaison, raced by Trey Veet Stable, trained by John Jacobs, ridden by Dudley Jacobs. 6 is Through Time, raced by Can-Am Stables, trained by Daryl Snow, to be ridden by Ron Hansen. Number 7, the second of the McAnally representatives, Paula Revere, raced by Ervlou Stable. Tom Chapman is in the irons. Number 8, Ali's Bell, raced by Clarence Scharbauer Jr., trained by Jack Vanberg, ridden by Alex Solis. 9, Love Avey, raced by Paletti Racing Stable, trained by Lonnie Arterburn, Barbara Lee Palmer, the assistant. Russell Baze is the jockey. Number 10, Indian Chris, raced by Fazenda Mondesir, trained by Ron McAnally, Richard Lewis, the substitute. Gonzalino Almeida is up. 11, Annual Reunion, in the Golden Eagle Farm Silks and the Chuck Gender Barn. Bill Patterson is the assistant trainer, and Jack Kaenel rides Annual Reunion in this year's California Jockey Club Handicap, now 7 minutes from decision. Two out. Annual Reunion to complete the line. They're set. Racing. Love Avey begins brilliantly from gate 9 and shoots to the front. Appealing Missy and Fortissima swiftly into stride, followed down the middle of the course by Annual Reunion. Then Paula Revere between runners in 5th spot. La Liaison 6th on the rail. At the head of the others, Ali's Bell clear of Polemic on the inside of Through Time. Indian Chris 2.5 lengths off second last, and Nymphia drops out last. 11 lengths from Love Avey, who is a neck in front of Annual Reunion through the first turn. In third position, Fortissima, closely attended by Paula Revere. Appealing Missy 5th on the rail, 4 lengths from the action. Next is the 3-year-old Ali's Bell, clear of La Liaison, Through Time, Polemic, Nymphia 3 wide, and Indian Chris is last on the rail. 5/8 to go in the CJC, and it's Love Avey under Baze, striding out boldly, 1 length clear of Annual Reunion. In third position, Paula Revere, easing 3 wide now. Next on the paint is Fortissima, clear of Ali's Bell, covering Appealing Missy. 2 lengths to Through Time. Polemic in the pink cap is 7 lengths out of it. Next and out wide is Nymphia from Indian Chris, and at the rear of the field is La Liaison, down by the 3/8 pole, and the leader is Love Avey. It's Love Avey in charge by a half length. In second position, Annual Reunion. Paula Revere is 3 wide. Fortissima just behind those from Ali's Bell. Polemic is starting to weave her way into contention. Appealing Missy not going well. Indian Chris running on in the straight, and it's Love AV clear. Love AV a length and a half to Annual Reunion. Polemic is starting to storm out after the leader now. Polemic is coming after Love AV with a 16th to go. Polemic finishing all over the top of Love AV, and the CJC is all over. It's Polemic under Chris McCarron, a clear-cut victor by 2.5 lengths. Second is Love AV. Indian Chris third. Close up Annual Reunion, Ali's Bell, followed by Fortissima, Paula Revere. Further back, Appealing Missy, who failed to fire. Clear of Through Time and well astern then as La Liaison, and Nymphia is last. Polemic returns to the winner's circle. A 4-year-old chestnut filly by Roberto from Salatic, owned by Juddmonte Farm. Trained by Bobby Frankel. Fordell Fierce, the assistant trainer. Chris McCarron, the winning rider. Third is 10, Indian Chris. That result is official. 4, 9, 10. The $5 exacta, $59. Presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's California Jockey Club Handicap is Mr. Shel Cavalli, chairman of the board of the California Jockey Club and a prominent horse owner. Raced by Frankfurt Stable, trained by Ross Brinson, ridden by Ron Hansen. Number 2 is Charmer Gendarme, the ruling favourite, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Robert H. Walter, prepared by Noble Hay III, to be ridden by Rafael Mesa. Number 3, Lost Leader, owned by Robert Klinger, trained by Lloyd Mason, Barbara Hagan, the assistant trainer. Van Belvoir is up. 4, Angie's Grace, raced by Ron Crockett, trained by Fordell Fierce, ridden by Ron Warren Jr. Number 5 is S. Maxine, raced by Kathy Hernandez, trained by Robert King, Coco King, the assistant trainer, and Jack Kaenel replaces Marco Castaneda. 6, Darling Dame. Darling Dame, owned by Golden Eagle Farm, prepared by Fordell Fierce, Russell Baze, is in the saddle. Number 7, Only Winners, owned by Janot, Jones, Coaster, Osuna and Tarantino. Only Winners resides in the Bob Janot barn and has the services of Ray Seville. That's how they shape up for the Santa Clara Invitational Handicap, due in 7 minutes. All in. Racing. Charmer Gendarme begins very fast and takes the lead from Darling Dame, S. Maxine and Angie's Grace going through in the centre. 2 lengths to Lost Leader on the outside of Fantastic Kim, and Only Winners drops to the rear. Charmer Gendarme in charge with 7/8 to go. 3/4 of a length to S. Maxine. Darling Dame third and 3 wide. Angie's Grace just off the pace, 4th on the rail. Clear of Lost Leader covering Fantastic Kim, and Only Winners is 4 lengths last. Charmer Gendarme leads the charge to the back. 3/4 of a length clear of S. Maxine. Baze still caught 3 deep on Darling Dame. They're a length and a half clear of Angie's Grace, Lost Leader, Fantastic Kim. Only Winners 4 lengths last. 9 from the leader, Charmer Gendarme. Now Darling Dame takes closer order and assumes 2nd position at the half mile. S. Maxine ahead back 3rd, followed by Angie's Grace, Lost Leader. Fantastic Kim is 5 lengths from the speed and 3.5 to Only Winners. Charmer Gendarme has been unpressured in front. The top weight and favourite leads with 3/8 to go over Darling Dame, getting closer. She's up within half a length. 3rd is S. Maxine, a length and a quarter Lost Leader, followed by Angie's Grace, Fantastic Kim. Only Winners 4 lengths last. 1/4 of a mile to go, and Darling Dame revving up now, almost on terms with Charmer Gendarme. S. Maxine 2 off 3rd from Lost Leader. Charmer Gendarme and Darling Dame, they look set for another bitter battle at the 8th pole. Darling Dame might have the measure of Charmer Gendarme today. She's drawing away almost a length clear. S. Maxine coming home well with Lost Leader, but Darling Dame the leader. 3 wide throughout, but too good. It's a solid win. 2nd, S. Maxine, Lost Leader 3rd. Charmer Gendarme fades off the board, followed by Fantastic Kim. Only Winners, Angie's Grace last of all. A 3-year-old bay filly by Leafard from Darling Lady, owned by Golden Eagle Farm, trained by Fordell Fierce and giving Russell Baze a triple. In winning a triple, Russell scores a dinner at the Vans restaurant on the hill in Belmont. Vans dinners also will be provided for the winning owner and trainer of the last leg winner. After Darling Dame's success in the Santa Clara Invitational Handicap, the trophy presentation is made by prominent owner and long-time friend of racing, Mr. Austin Waters. That result is official. 6-5-3. The $5 exacta returns 75 even. The $3 late triple on the numbers 2, 12 and 6 pays $8,643.30. Leading the Atherton Stakes post-parade are Payday, number 1, owned by Bondi, Norbury, Olsen and Retzloff. Our Payday is trained by Jeff Bondi, Tommy Nelson, the assistant trainer, and Roberto Gonzalez rides. Number 2, Starlifter, in the Kurt or Lila Lanning colours, and the Ed Moger Jr. barn, Joel Gonzalez is the assistant trainer. Jack Kaenel, the jockey. Number 3, Zion Park, raced by Ed and Jean Benelli in partnership with the trainer, Doug Utley. Russell Baze is up. Number 4, Barrett's Bullet, owned by H.C. Bubba Werner. Brian White is the assistant trainer to Bubba, and Ron Hansen is the jockey. Number 5, Invited Winner, raced by Stewball Stable, Joe and Carolyn Marilich, trained by Art Sherman. Steve Sherman, the assistant trainer. Ron Warren Jr. is in the irons. That's the field for the Atherton, due ready now. Racing. Zion Park wins the start. Our Payday going hard on the inside to head him. Starlifter drops back third, followed by Invited Winner, and Barrett's Bullet is last. 4 lengths from Our Payday, who's almost a length clear now from Zion Park. Starlifter a length and a half back third. Invited Winner 3 wide, and at the rear is the grey Barrett's Bullet. At the half mile, Our Payday leads the way from Zion Park. Starlifter, no change in the pattern. Invited Winner still 4th, and at the rear is Barrett's Bullet. 5 lengths from first to last. They're at the halfway mark in the Atherton Stakes, and the pilot is Our Payday for Roberto Gonzalez by a length and a quarter to Zion Park. Starlifter a similar margin back third, followed by Invited Winner, and by golly, Barrett's Bullet will need to get a wriggle on. He's still 5 or 6 lengths behind, and he is under the whip in the straight. Our Payday leads by a length to Zion Park from Invited Winner. Starlifter forget Barrett's Bullet. In the final furlong, Our Payday clinging to a lead of half a length. Starlifter and Zion Park coming to him now. Starlifter's the one. Starlifter heads Our Payday close to home, and Starlifter for Jack Kaenel draws off to win by a length to Our Payday. Zion Park third, followed by Invited Winner. Barrett's Bullet last all the way. The winner of the Atherton Stakes, Starlifter, has clocked 1:11 and 4/5. Starlifter is a dark bay or brown gelding by Prospective Star from Flying Gaelic, owned by Kurt or Lila Lanning, trained by Ed Moger Jr., Joel Gonzalez, the assistant trainer, Jack Kaenel, the winning rider. That result is official. 2-1-3. Leading the courtship parade is Zooming Waters, number 1, owned by Cox, Jamison and Foster Maddy, trained by Gary Gregory, ridden by Ron Hansen. Number 2, Bats Bast, raced by Mr. and Mrs. Robert H. Walter, trained by Noble Hay III, ridden by Ron Warren Jr. 3, Tenaciousness, owned by Kurt or Lila Lanning, prepared by Adrian Sanchez, with Jack Kaenel in the saddle. 4, Zeeskite, raced by Martin Bach and Dennis Ross, trained by William Mahoney. Roberto Gonzalez rides. Number 5, Incindress, owned by the trainer Bruce Jackson in partnership with Stephen Sahadi. Danny Sorenson is up. In the 6 saddlecloth, Fast Cruiser, the property of John Zamora. Bill Wilmot trains Fast Cruiser, with Jim Vince acting as substitute trainer. Tim Ducey is the rider. Number 7, Cotton's Butterfly, raced by Eunice and Perry Cotton, trained by Perry Cotton, to be ridden by Rafael Mesa. We're now 8 minutes from the scheduled post time. All in. They're racing. Incindress and Zeeskite, the 2 first away from Cotton's Butterfly and Bat's Bast, then Tenaciousness, Fast Cruiser and Zooming Waters. At the 5/8 and Gonzalez shoots Zeeskite clear by a length. Incindress is second and Cotton's Butterfly third and wide. A close fourth, Bat's Bast when they pass the half mile. Tenaciousness 3.5 lengths away fifth, ahead of Fast Cruiser, and Zooming Waters is dropping out 3.5 lengths last. The leader Zeeskite at the 3/8 bend, just over a length to Incindress and Cotton's Butterfly. Then comes Bat's Bast. They're well clear of the other trio, headed presently by Tenaciousness, Fast Cruiser next to last, and Zooming Waters is at the rear, 12 lengths from Zeeskite. A quarter of a mile out in the Courtship. It's Zeeskite doing it nicely by over a length to Incindress, who is a clear second now. They drop the rest. Cotton's Butterfly left 5 lengths away from Bat's Bast and Fast Cruiser. Up goes Incindress. Halfway up the lane, Incindress shoots away from Zeeskite. Many lengths to Fast Cruiser, but Incindress is drawing away with the Courtship well won. Impressive display from Incindress under Danny Sorenson. She wins with something in reserve from Zeeskite and Fast Cruiser. Then Zooming Waters, Cotton's Butterfly, Tenaciousness and Bat's Bast. Five the winner, Incindress. Incindress has won the Courtship Stakes, a 2-year-old roan filly by Incinerator from Always Lucky, owned by the trainer Bruce Jackson and Stephen Sahadi, and ridden by Danny Sorenson. That result is official, 5-4-6. Presenting a trophy to the winning connections of the Courtship Stakes is Mr. E.W. Buddy Johnston, owner and operator of Old English Rancho and a director of the California Thoroughbred Breeders Association. Leading the post parade, number 1, Journalism, raced by Betty, E.W. and Judy Johnston. trained by Don Warren, ridden by Ron Warren Jr. Number 2, Notwithstanding, raced by John Hines and Thomas Hines III. Notwithstanding is conditioned by Michael Stidham and has the services of Russell Baze. 3, Valentine Lad, raced by Harry Verrucci, trained by Doug Utley, to be ridden by Roberto Gonzalez. Number 4, Icy Kevin, owned by Disler Farm Limited, trained by Laval Larson, with Van Belvoir up. Number 5, Navis Star, raced by Christopher Archuleta, trained by Steve Weiberg. Ron Hansen has the mount. Number 6, Layax Alamy, owned by Michael Harbushka and the trainer Skip Rutherford, with Danny Velasquez Jr. in the irons. We're now 6 minutes from the scheduled post time. Layax Alamy, the only one away. Now they're ready. Racing. Valentine Lad away on terms with them. Actually, Journalism hits the ground first, but here's Gonzalez on Valentine Lad, quickly heading him. Up third is Icy Kevin from Navis Star, Notwithstanding, and last and deep, Layax Alamy. Only 3.5 lengths covers them as Valentine Lad leads through the first turn from Icy Kevin. Journalism popping in third on the rail in front of Navis Star, Notwithstanding, and Layax Alamy in the white colours is pressing forward now after being caught deep early. He's taken up to 4th spot. To the back stretch, Valentine Lad in charge by over a length. Icy Kevin is running second. In third position, Journalism from Layax Alamy, Navis Star the centre, and Notwithstanding is 2 lengths last. An even tempo near the half mile in the Harris Farms, and the pilot is Valentine Lad by 1 length to Icy Kevin. Third, Journalism inside Navis Star. Layax Alamy enjoying no luck in the run, and at the rear is Notwithstanding, now 6 lengths from Valentine Lad, who leads with 3/8 to go by 3/4 of a length to Icy Kevin. 2 lengths away third is Journalism from Navis Star. Layax Alamy, Notwithstanding, is going through inside that pair to within 4 lengths of the leader, Valentine Lad. On the final bend, Valentine Lad by a length. He's still going strongly. He's now 2 in front. Icy Kevin second. Notwithstanding through towards the inside. Journalism is seemingly struggling. Valentine Lad the leader. At the 16th, he's 1.5 lengths in front. Icy Kevin, Notwithstanding, Journalism. They're all trying hard. Valentine Lad capitulating now. Journalism grabbing him in the last few strides. Journalism gets up to win from Valentine Lad and Notwithstanding. Then Icy Kevin clear of Navis Star and Layax Alamy. 1 is the winner, Journalism. Photo second. Second, after the photo. Number 3, Valentine Lad, with 2/3 notwithstanding. The winner of the Harris Farms overnight stake is Journalism, a 4-year-old dark bay or brown gelding by Publicity from Knowledgeable Lady, raced by Betty E.W. and Judy Johnston, trained by Don Warren, ridden by Ron Warren Jr. Presenting a beautiful bouquet of flowers to the winning connections is the owner and operator of Harris Farms and the chairman of the board of Bay Meadows Operating Company, Mr. John C. Harris. That result is official, 1-3-2. The $5 exacta pays $35. Stickers are worn by number 6 only. Leading the post parade by a furlong or so is 94 Roses. Number 1. Favourite backers will be hoping she's that far clear at the wire. 94 Roses is raced by Gary Burke and Timothy Burke, trained by Walter Greenman, Mike Pipey, the assistant trainer, and Russell Baze has the ride. Number 2, Priceless Picture, owned by Betty E.W. and Judy Johnston. Don Warren is the trainer and Ron Warren Jr. the rider. Number 3, Variety Spice, raced by Shell Cavalli, trained by Jerry Hollendorfer, Roger Pfeiffer assists, and Ron Hansen rides. 4, Joyful Sunday, raced by T.R. Capehart and M. Masanovic. Ian Jory puts the polish on Joyful Sunday, who will be ridden by Tim Ducey. Number 5, Lady Michelle, raced by Sidney Deschal, trained by Fordell Fierce, ridden by Jack Kaenel. In the 6 saddlecloth, New Liz, owned by Eunice and Perry Cotton, trained by Perry Cotton, ridden by Roberto Gonzalez. Number 7, Raya Dance, owned by Christopher Archuleta. Steve Weiberg is the trainer. Ken Tohill is up. 8, A Westermind, raced by Donald and David Disney and Stephen Sahadi, conditioned by Bob Wingfield. Lisa Holmes, the assistant trainer. Van Belvor is in the irons. Number 9, African, raced by E.J. Anderson, trained by George Williams. Monty Meyer, the assistant. Marco Castaneda is the rider. Number 10, Nats Lee, raced by St. George's Farm, trained by Bill Shoemaker. Alan Severinson, the substitute. Tom Chapman is the jockey. We're now 7 minutes from the scheduled post time. It's Lee, the only runaway. Set now. Racing. Priceless Picture, one of the first away with Lady Michelle and New Liz, African away okay from Joyful Sunday. 94 Roses running 6th on the rail with a lap to go. Then Nats Lee covering a Westermind, 2.5 lengths to Raya Dance, and dropping out to the rear is Variety Spice. New Liz is just the leader through the clubhouse turn from Lady Michelle, who holds the inside running. A close third is African. Priceless Picture dropping back 4th. A length and a half to 94 Roses coming off the rail, 4 lengths from the lead. Next is Joyful Sunday from Nats Lee, a Westermind, 3 to Raya Dance, and last Variety Spice. New Liz in charge for Gonzalez by half a length to African. In third position, Lady Michelle from 94 Roses, now going forward 3 wide. Priceless Picture 5th in the centre. 2.5 lengths to Nats Lee, inside Joyful Sunday, then a Westermind. Still a long break to the last pair, Raya Dance in company with Variety Spice. African looms up within a head of New Liz as they pass the 3/8 pole. Now Castaneda sends her to the front. It's African pinching almost a length's advantage at this point. New Liz can't stick with her. 94 Roses can. Baze has her up a close second at the quarter pole. Next is Priceless Picture from Lady Michelle. Joyful Sunday, a Westermind. On the bend, an African, a length and a half clear. In second position, 94 Roses, who's trying hard. Nats Lee coming through on the rail. Further back, Priceless Picture. African going up and down in the one spot. Joined on the rail by Nats Lee. 94 Roses can't do any better. A Westermind running on late, but Nats Lee the leader, and Nats Lee wins by a length to African. A Westermind third just in front of 94 Roses, and close up Joyful Sunday. Clear of Priceless Picture, Raya Dance, Variety Spice. Lady Michelle next to last, and New Liz, the only leader, is at the tail. Eight gets third, a Westermind. The final time, 1:38 and 3. Nats Lee wins the Old English Rancho overnight stake. She's a 4-year-old bay filly by La Natural from Twin Lee, owned by St. George's Farm, trained by Bill Shoemaker, Alan Severinson, the substitute trainer, Tom Chapman, the winning rider. Second win on the program for Tom. That result is official, 10-9-8, presenting a beautiful bouquet of flowers to the winning connections of today's Old English Rancho is Mr. Jack Liebau, President of the California Thoroughbred Breeders Association.